if I'm graphing in standard form, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the x and the y-intercept. And we know how to do this because we have been doing this with quadratic equations, and it is easier with linear equations, so it's going to be great. Find x and y-intercept and graph them. Okay, and you're going to see in edge elastic, there's a point for the x-intercept and a point for the y-intercept, and then you're going to take, now what we're graphing right now is a line, so you're going to take that line, and remember you need 2 points for the line, so you're just going to use those 2 points. Because the x-intercept is 1 point, and the y-intercept is another. Okay, so here, in this question, we have this equation. Okay, and how do we find the x-intercept? We know how to find the x-intercept. We've been doing this, right? We plug in 0 for y. If I want the x-intercept, if I want a point that's on the x-axis, I know, right? I know that a point on the x-axis will have a 0 value for y. Okay, and to find the y-intercept, to find the point that's on the y-axis, I'm going to plug in 0 for x. Okay, so that's how it works every time. So if I have this equation and I'm plugging in 0 for y, it looks like this. I'm replacing the y with a 0. Okay, notice there's no more y in this equation. I've replaced it. Where I saw a y, 3 times y, I put a 0 instead. So now I'm doing math, right? This is 3 times 0 is 0. And 4x minus 0 is just 4x. And now I just have an equation that only has an x in it, right? Because there was no y, because I replaced it with a 0. So now this is 4 times x equals 12. I'm going to do the opposite of times. I'm going to divide. And I get x equals 3. Now this is a point. Remember, because x equals 3, what's y? Y is 0, because I plugged in 0 for y. I decided to do that, remember? So here is 3, 0. Here is my x-intercept. Now how about my y-intercept? For here, I plug in 0 for x, right? So I'm going to do the same kind of strategy, but I'm replacing the other variable. So this becomes 0, right? 4 times 0 is 0. So this just becomes negative 3y equals 12. Now this is y times negative 3. So I'm going to divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, and I get y equals negative 4. And again, remember, this is a point. This is my x. I made my x value 0, and my y value is negative 4, and that's right here. This is the point, 0, negative 4. So you'll graph the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and then you'll just take that line, and you'll just put 1 point here and the other point there, and it'll go ahead and make your line like this.